We're going to be doing a number of graphs in here, so the sooner you figure those out, the better. I did have a student who, for whatever reason, in every class I've taught from 110 up to the calculus-based course, there's some people who just, their brain's not wired. And if you have to ask me every single week or twice a week about how to do a graph, I will answer it. Or if you think you've got it right, you can always send me an email with the graph and say, hey, does this look right? Or are there any problems with this? A couple of things that are repeated in the lab orientation. Please watch the lab orientation. I'm not doing it all here. I recorded it, so I don't have to remember everything here. Everyone in the group is going to have the same group name. Where it says group name there, everyone who's in whatever group that you have, same name. Capitalization for capitalization, space for space, letter for letter. It doesn't have to be font for font, but I am expecting identical titles. The example I give in the video, so apologies for those, well, for all of you who are going to watch it at some point. I had one group called it group. That was the name of the group. And then I ran across group, and I thought, that's odd. These students usually don't make that mistake. And then I realized there was actually two more of these and two more of these. They were two completely different groups. They just sat near each other and decided it would be funny. It was funny once I figured out what they were doing. If you did it though, it would be derivative and sad. So you don't need to do this, they did it for you. But those are two different groups. That is a different group name. That is a different group name. These are all different. All right, Crystal, did you have a question? Okay. Any questions right now? And the last most common mistake that students tend to make is when you are writing down the numbers here, if you'll notice where it says bounce height, and right after bounce height it says as cm in parentheses, that's for centimeters. It is automatically assumed that is after all the numbers in that section there. You do not rewrite it. If you write centimeters after each of the numbers, then basically you've doubled up because I've got this in the parentheses plus what you wrote. Don't repeat units. The only time that you would write a unit after it in something like this is if I forgot to put something in parentheses there, or for whatever reason, and I don't know why I do it, but under percent error, I am expecting a percent symbol afterwards. There's nothing in parentheses, so there's nothing automatically assumed to go after. So I am expecting a percent symbol. And I'm consistent with percent error and percent difference where I expect you to write that. If you have questions about some of the analysis questions, I'd be glad to help you. In my ideal world, you as a group will discuss it, and you'll come up with, I understand what the question's asking. You don't have to agree with your lab partners on some of them. Using the equation of the trend line, what is the slope of the trend line? I am pretty much, except for potential rounding differences, I am expecting you to have pretty much something very similar to what your lab partners have. That does not mean seeing what your lab partner has and writing that down. That's cheating. That is, I did it, you did it, let's compare. Oh, we got the same thing, feeling good that we did it right. The number of times people write down wrong answers because their lab partner did it. Yeah, my tolerance for that is getting less and less, and it's not for anything that this group has done, it's built up over the years. Do not assume that your lab partners know what they're talking about. They might, but don't make that assumption. Everyone in here is going to make a careless error, including me. So, yeah, question it. how'd you get that number? I got a different number. And again, this part's in the video. I had one group, there were 4 of them, all doing the calculations, which is good. They're all doing the calculations. 3 of them got the same answer, 1 of them did not. Got a different answer. That one person then goes, oh, I guess, okay, let me write down what the 3 of you got. That one person actually was the only one who did it correctly. And she changed it to a wrong answer because she didn't go, how did you get that?
So we don't have to agree.
Say it again?
So we don't have to agree as a group.
You don't. I'm expecting, what I do expect for the group is that all the numbers that are measured directly in lab, no calculations involved, anything measured directly in lab, I am expecting everyone in the group to have the same numbers for that. If you redo part of the lab, please make sure you tell everybody's on board with that. I've had people do the lab and then they go, oh, we really need to redo this trial. This really looks bad. And they redid it, and when I get them handed in, one person hasn't made the change. All right, let's mosey on down to the other room. It's usually convenient to take your stuff with you, but if you want to leave it in here, I'm gonna make sure the door is locked when we're done, when we are out, and I can let you back in easily enough.
Quick check, make sure everything's done. While you were doing the course test, I was going through, I'll forget about it. Excuse me? Yes, sir.
Can I get the papers for the lab?
Oh, sorry.
Thank
My mind reading skills are off today.
you.